When you hear the phrase Nigeria's first female governor, you might assume it was the result of a progressive election, a campaign championed by women's rights group, or perhaps a groundbreaking political movement. But the real story of Dame Virginia ETIABA is very interesting. Her journey to power wasn't scripted. It wasn't expected. It was history unfolding through crisis and a woman rising when few thought she would. Born on November 11, 1942, in the industrial town of Nnewi, Anambra State, Virginia ETIABA's life was defined early on by discipline, education, and service. She didn't grow up dreaming of political rallies or campaign trails. Her first calling was in the classroom. For over 35 years, she served as a teacher, headmistress, and education inspector. Even in retirement, her passion for education didn't fade out. She founded Bernard ETIABA's Memorial Schools, named in honor of her late husband, a private school aimed at nurturing young minds in a society that often forgets its teachers. She was well known and respected, but far from the public eyes of Nigerian politics until 2006. That year, a political storm was brewing in Anambra State. A young and reform-driven Peter Obi of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, had been elected governor, and Virginia ETIABA, then 64 years, was his unlikely deputy. Just months into the administration, the Anambra State House of Assembly impeached Obi over allegation of gross misconduct. It was a controversial and highly politicized move. Many saw it as a power grab by political elites threatened by Peter Obi's reform agenda. With Obi removed, the constitution was clear. His deputy would take over, and just like that, on November the 3rd, 2006, Nigeria had its first female governor. Dame ETIABA stepped into history, but not into celebration. Many political actors refused to take her seriously. Some saw her as a placeholder, a puppet. Others questioned her capacity, not based on her credential, but purely because she was a woman. Despite the scrutiny, she governed. She didn't come in with grand new policies or flashy changes. Instead, she chose to continue the project started by Peter Obi. That is, projects like rebuilding schools, investing in roads, and cleaning up government bureaucracy. Quiet, steady, and focused, she brought the same principle from the classroom into the corridors of power. Then in February 2007, the Court of Appeal ruled that Peter Obi's impeachment was unconstitutional. It was a victory for democracy and a test of ETIABA's character. What she did next cemented her legacy forever. Without protest or political maneuvering, Dame ETIABA voluntarily stepped down and returned power to Peter Obi. No drama, no delay, no backroom deals, just a calm historic handover. It made her not just the first female governor in Nigeria, but also the first to ever willingly relinquish power. After her brief time as governor, ETIABA didn't disappear. She remained active in Anambra's politics and became a quiet but powerful figure in APGA. She mentored women, encouraged civic participation, and used her experience to show that politics could be led with integrity. She never ran for office again, but her impact, you may ask, is still felt till this very day. Virginia ETIABA shattered a glass ceiling with grace, even if it's just 3 months, in a system where power is often clung too tightly. She let it go because she believed in justice, in process, and certainly in service. In 2025, nearly 2 decades later, no other woman has led a Nigerian state, not a single one. ETIABA's story is more than a footnote in history. It is a question mark. Why haven't we seen more women in those spaces? What's holding them back? And what can we learn from the quiet strength of a retired school teacher who became a governor? Thank you for watching. My name is Udi Godwin Agbaka, and this is Everything Sociology 24. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and turn on your notification as we uncover more hidden chapters of Africa's political and cultural history.